I sat here for a little bit and we already have 3 stacks of bone meal, so this is looking good. I'm gonna definitely have to build off this wall here, make it look nice and crispy. But in the meantime, I think what I'm gonna have to do is probably go. I'm gonna need a shulker box, clear up some of my inventory space, and I'm gonna have to get a bunch of dirt. So here's the thing, I actually think there might be a bunch of dirt in chests kind of scattered around the map. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some terraforming. I think this area could really use a nice little mountain right over here somewhere, but also like maybe around here. The thing is, I like this ravine and I think we can make some cool builds right over here because it's not too far from the town. But right here in the distance, look at that. Get a nice mountain right here, then you have a little village coming around this water. I think that's definitely a look. So I'm gonna go get a bunch of dirt and we're gonna start cooking with some terraforming and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I kind of lied. First thing I'm gonna actually do is go through and cut down this whole entire forest just so I have all the room I need to, start building the mountains. Alright guys, we got a lot of stuff chopped over here. We have to kind of mine all of this stuff to the right. I cut down a lot of the stuff over here, but I think the mountain might start like around here, so we don't have to go like over here. This looks pretty nice, but if we start like around this area, come up, point it up, it doesn't have to be like a crazy mountain, and I honestly don't need to like destroy that many trees, but I just want to get enough trees broken where the lip can kind of come up naturally. So like all of these trees kind of facing this front area, at least past this ravine, need to go. It might take a while, so this might not happen in this or the next video. Definitely not this video. Yeah, I mean, this might just be a little bit of a grind, me going through and chopping down this entire forest. On the upside, at least I won't need oak log anytime soon. So I'm gonna continue chopping down these trees and I'll be right back in just a second. All right, guys, so we got a nice little cleared area. These don't have to be cleared because this mountain's gonna kind of go up above the trees. If anything happens, we'll just kind of go back and like clear out the inside of the mountain. But I'm just gonna start it right now. It's definitely not gonna be done in one video. This is like a big process. Done it a couple times, so I'm just gonna show you kind of the idea. So we're gonna kind of match like this landscape right here. Wonder if we get this creeper out of the way. Here we go. All right, so this is kind of like a smaller slope. So we're gonna take just like one block and then just kind of go how we think we would make this, And usually you're going to be angling it towards a certain peak, which I think will be like over here. I'm going to fight these zombies. But yeah, just doing outlines. I learned this from Whip a while ago. But we are just doing this with what I got right now. But as you can see, it's a nice little gradual incline. It's not going to be anything, insanely crazy. But, like, I just want to bring up the land a little bit. So, from the village, we can actually see you know, some structures in the distance. So let's see. If this goes up here, this is probably gonna end. Go up a little bit more. Couple 1, 2, boom, 1, 2, boom, boom, boom. I think that's a good like little peak area, right? Up there. Doesn't have to be too crazy. Want it to kind of blend in a little bit. So we got the ravine here. Okay. And yeah, let's see. Let's see. Cool. Nothing too crazy. So I think over here, it would actually start like over here. Maybe start going this way. And then we start... Get out of my way, zombie. Settle down. And we'd probably start going up this way. But what we're just doing is kind of just setting up blocks in like an area randomly, because that's how the world gen is, you know, and trying to avoid making it super conforming, I guess is the word. But yeah, it's like that. So we're just making outlines, gonna have it going up this way. Yeah, and I think we'll have it pull up from this side, maybe come up here, add some boulders on the side, some trees hanging over. Yeah, I think that might look cool. Let's see if we can actually even see this from over here, which I don't think we will, and we definitely can't. But if these trees actually get out of the way, there we go. Then we'll start to see the little cliff face in the distance. Cool. I think we're just gonna build it up a little bit more, make it more even, leveled with the ground, add some cool structures in the distance, maybe clear out some of these trees. I do like these, but I think I might actually go in and make my own sort of little trees, because like if we delete these trees here, this should give us a nice little view straight from here to the village. We might have to delete those too. We'll have to see. I was trying to keep more natural trees, but I can always place more down, so technically it doesn't matter. But I think that's going to be the next project, because this definitely won't be done in this playthrough right here. I think it's definitely a good spot for a little mountain. Get rid of these trees. It should be good. Alright guys, we mined some trees out of the way. They're still despawning right now, but I think from this angle, we could definitely go up a little bit higher, and we'll definitely be able to see it. Honestly though, from this side though of the hills, might have to clear some trees, because this path is going to come along this way, and we have that mountain in the distance, right? Look over here, have a little cliff there, maybe have a waterfall coming down into that river, clear out these trees so we can actually see through it. I think that's going to be pretty solid. But like I said, it's going to have to be for a later video, because it is going to be quite a process building this up. We got this nice amount of wood as of now. I still got to cut down some more stuff and some more trees, get some saplings growing in other places. But yeah, I think we made good progress. Hopefully, you can actually see the mountain from here. Look at that. I think it'll look cool. We'll go up a little bit more, make it a little bit taller so we can actually see it in the distance. But this is just a little bit too flat for me, so definitely build some more mountains. I might even go taller to match this, but like here, I think it'd be crazy. Yeah, I know I had left off saying I was going to do some terraforming, and I kind of got carried away. Yeah, I kind of forgot to record a lot of it, and I kind of just kept going with the flow. Yeah, it's a tad bit crazy. As you can see, here's where we left off here, and I started making that little hill going up that place. But yeah, I kind of added these little rockways over here. I thought this was a sick little touch. Nice little custom tree, right? We got a sick little nether portal here. Yeah, I got some amethyst, made it look like a ruined little structure. I don't know, there's some more that could be done with it, but I think it's sick. But if I fly up here, you can see it kind of got carried away with this mountain range. It's not really done, at least I don't think, in my opinion. There's a lot more detail that needs to be thrown into it, but I think it turned out pretty darn good, right? You got the ravine coming up here, and yeah, like look at that. So I made some boulders coming up, had it textured a little bit. As you can see, it's kind of just an empty cavern inside of here. It's like kind of cozy. I don't know how to explain it. Good way for me to, I guess, you know, farm up some more mobs that I need to do. But yeah, I got this new shader for vibrant visuals, and the only problem is the bloom is so crazy. Like, I wonder if I actually go to settings, go to my video, and turn down the bloom. Like, can that help? Because that is, it's so insane where it's actually like a flashbang. Okay. I mean, that helps a little bit. I think that helps a lot more, actually. But it depends. Does it make the graphics look all weird outside? It's really rough when you're in a dark area. Alright, but yeah, this is the inside. As you can see, I kind of just made those paths I was talking about going straight up. And what that actually did was make the foundation for the mountain. And then I kind of took it a step further, right? So here's the foundation, made some little cliff ledges. And then I made even more cliffs, kind of connecting to each other. So these are all in like different segments almost. I don't really know how to explain it. But you can see where it's like layered out and then they're all pointing at one direction. It's not too bad. It's just very tedious, and I didn't really record it because it's kind of not the most fun thing to watch. I could probably do like a full video on making something like this in the future, but that's up for everyone else. And we got some more empty caves in here, kind of because I didn't connect it. But yeah, you come through the back. The back isn't really done at all. Yeah, as you can see, it's not the prettiest. But over here, this is all kind of connected pretty well. So yeah, it comes up from this mountain, and then this is more of like a peak. And I might honestly make some sort of bridge right here, because I think it's begging for it. But you got the nice village down there. And we got a cool little waterfall. So I'm going to come down here, show you from this view. Look at that. Look how crispy that is, right? I mean, you can't really see the water with vibrant visuals, but it's whatever. It's got the touch to it. But yeah, so I might do a little bridge in between it. I think that might be sick. And so this is more of like a Dorito shape coming this way. And then I just did the exact same thing, but on this side of the mountain. Yeah, I did a lot and kind of skipped through all the building tutorial for this because, like I said, not the most fun thing to watch. And then as you can see, it comes down, and then I did another Dorito shape coming up this way. Goes in a little bit more, and then this is like the end of the area right here. Two little peaks over there, boom. And if I fly over here, you can see I kind of cleared a lot of trees out of the way. Wraps around here, and if I come over to this side of the island, it's like a cool little cliff face. But yeah, I gotta add some more texturing. I don't know, this looks kind of too spiky to me. I might have to smooth this out, make it more of a V shape. But I do like the way it overhangs a bit because it feels kind of scary. I don't know, I might need like moss hanging on the top of it, kind of coming down a bit just to make it feel a bit more overgrown possibly. But yeah, all these are all hollow on the inside. It's kind of a pain to do. And I hear phantoms because I haven't slept in who knows how long. Let's see. Can I get a... Let me see if I can find a spot. There's all these mobs everywhere. Get in my way. Yeah, lots of stone and lots of materials. And it's not the... Nice. Oh, boy. No biggie. It just goes into this mountain, so we're not really revealing anything. Pretty much every single mountain, the inside of it looks like this. And there's not much else to say about it. It's literally just a layer or two of dirt. And while building it, I kind of just go around the edges, build straight up, and then I'll go either in, like towards the mountain peak, if I want it to be more rounded, or I'll go out one if I want it to hang over more, like hover more over outside and hang off the ledge. But it's not too bad to do. Well, the hardest part, I'm not gonna lie, is just going and getting all the materials, because let me just show you a little bit of what it looks like to dig out the amount of blocks you need for a mountain. Now, it should be somewhere over here, but I do want to show you this real quick. So this is another really cool thing. It's kind of like a divot in the wall. So that's just making like boulders coming up and then boulders hanging over the top. And it gives it like this cool overgrown look. I'll definitely have to put some trees and bushes down to decorate it more. Also, I'm feeling a lot better so I don't sound like complete trash. So that's good. Hopefully I can make more videos. Start cranking out a bunch more because it's fun and relaxing, so might as well. But before I show the little mining expedition I did, gotta take a look at this. There's a cool little thing. It's actually what they do at Disneyland, okay? And I don't remember who I learned this from or heard it from. The higher up in the mountains you go, you want to make the trees smaller, right? So like, see how this is a tree, or supposed to be a tree, but it's like super tiny, right? And then you come up here, here's another tiny spruce tree. So if you come down here and look at it from a distance, of course it's like so foggy so you can't see it, but the bigger trees are at the base and the smaller trees are at the top. And it gives it the illusion that the mountain's actually way larger than it looks. Yo! Yeah, see that? It's like giving it way more depth. I can't focus with all these mobs on me. But yeah, I did some mining expeditions for stone and a lot of dirt, because that's literally all this is built out of. I stopped texturing after a while with that because it was just way too much to worry about. As you can see, I mean, there's no texture, but that's for later, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna go down into this mine shaft and kind of give a little update on what I was cooking. This isn't too crazy. There was a different spot where I was actually mining more, but then it became so far that I just decided to keep going in this cave. And to like repair my picks and everything, I just kept using all the copper I would find in coal. And honestly, it kept up pretty well, except for the fact that I was using a Silk Touch pick. Obviously, when you're using Silk Touch, you can't just repair it. So I had to go into a bunch of different like caving expeditions really far away because this is an older world. And with that, it means, you know, there's no copper. And I don't really have any XP farms. So I was running around and just finding copper in all these caves. And I was camping out down there. I had some... Where's that baby zombie? But like I was saying, I had, you know, my smelters. I was down there in just random caves, like 15,000 blocks away, just mining up copper. Built some chests, brought some shulkers with me to, you know, fill up everything I can. And I would just like sit in the caves and kind of smelt all the copper, and it kind of became pretty annoying. So it just reminded me I made a massive smelter, and I kind of want to show you what that looks like because it's pretty sick, and it's got an XP lever on the side of it, so I could choose if I just wanted to auto smelt, if I'm just smelting a bunch of blocks, or I could turn it off and I have to manually collect it. But with that, I get all the XP, and that's why I bumped up a couple levels. I'm at level 50 right now, and all my tools were fully healed, and I think there's some leftover copper actually, so I should be able to do a little bit of mining like this, and then I'll be able to go instantly repair all my tools, because copper, it's, you know, there's an abundance of it, and you get a lot with especially the looting on your pickaxes. So I found that to be kind of the best way for me to get XP, unless I want to end up making an XP farm, which I probably will at some point. I really want to try to make some farms on my own without looking up some stuff, you know? Like, I have a pretty solid base knowledge of the game. I don't know exactly every detail of, oh, these spawn here and you need this to spawn them at this level. But besides that information, I got like a pretty good idea of how the game works, and I think I can put my skills to use and make my own little farm. So maybe I'll try it out, maybe I won't. I don't know, we'll see. But I think it wouldn't hurt to give it a try. So that's why in all these mine shafts that I've been carving out, I try to collect the most redstone I can, but I'm actually lost. Where am I? It's gotta be this way. Maybe. More redstone, please. This is not looking like an exit. Okay, I'll be back once I find an exit. This is like the maze runner right now. Alright, so I made it out. That was quite the maze, but yeah, look at that. Look at that mountain range. It looks so good in the day. Let me get up on this little tree. Wow. What can I say? And the silhouette's really sick. It looks better from farther away because, I mean, you don't see as much detail, obviously, but you see the silhouettes of the mountain, and I think it looks sick, especially with the waterfall and standing down here with these little terraform. Look at that, dude. I think that's pretty clean. Because I kept walking through here, and I built this first, and I was like, that looks cool. I need something here. I was like, okay, that's perfect for like a bridge and a waterfall. So I built that there, and then I was like, well, now this is empty, so I just kept going, and I don't know, I think it paid off. So let's see. Look at that. It's kind of fading in the distance, but it looks cool from over there. So the other thing I wanted to show was actually the wrong house. I've been setting up base camp in this house, just coming back and forth, building those mountains. But yeah, like, look at that. That looks so sick from here. Like, go check out the previous video and look at the before and after. Nuts. Night and day. But I've been setting up base camp in here. As you can see, this was from clearing out the forest, and this was from all the stuff I found while mining the stone in the caves. And there's not too much stone because obviously I was using it to build, but you know, got some amethyst when I was traveling. I got some more cherry saplings, so I might do a cherry tree build. Yeah, so I made this little trash compactor. I was tired of just throwing stuff out like in the ground, so if I just put it in here, it throws it into the lava. I'm like always really nervous to use this because I feel like I'm accidentally gonna throw something important, but it should clean up my inventory a bit and like help out. It's not too crazy. It's like I followed the tutorial, got that set up. But down here, yeah, this is from my mining expeditions. I got a bunch of more materials to mine. So look at this, right? So I believe, I forget, so if I take this, look at that. XP sword full, right? What can I say? I'm gonna throw this in here for now. This chest. I just started making a bunch of stuff because I was like, I literally don't know what to do with all this copper. So when this is flicked up, the redstone torches are on, so it basically turns the hopper off. And all of these hoppers go into this chest. But you don't get any XP if everything's getting put into a chest. So when these torches are on, these hoppers turn off, and then everything gets left into the blast furnaces. So you have to go in and manually pick it up. As you can see, I'm already level 51 from that. But I'm going to leave those in there, and I should actually probably clear this side so I can start smelting iron. I'm gonna need it, and you know, we don't need all this copper sitting here, so I'm actually going to show you. This is how you fuel it up, right? I don't know if I can get up top, but it's literally just two rails, one going and filling up with fuel and one coming from the top and filling it up with the items. So I'm just gonna dump all this coal. Actually, I think everything looks like it has blocks, so I'm gonna take some of that, and I'll leave like a stack of coal, sure, and then just make blocks out of this. I don't really know the best. I think the best thing to use is bamboo blocks, but I don't have time for that right now. So I'm gonna take this, boom, then you go up here, and let's say we want to start putting iron. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take out some of these though. It's a lot. I don't need all that. Oh, look at that, 52, level 52. That's a lot of XP for that. Anyways, go here, get some of these iron blocks. Boom, couple stacks, go up here, dump it, right? And it might only hold like a couple. This is good, 3. I just need to take these out. 4, 5. That's 5 stacks of iron. So we got up here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll do like 5 stacks of iron total. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stacks. Extra stack for good luck. Put that back. Boom, boom. And you come over here, flick it on, and it's gonna start loading up the chest. So as you can see, it's emptying it out. Let's see if I can get up here. And just going around every smelter or blast furnace and just dumping. Oh, that's already empty, but it's okay. So the fuel's empty, but this is still distributing the iron, and it goes pretty fast. And since we're using the blast furnace, look at that. And now, since it's not getting fed into here yet, because I have these flicked on, so I can come by and just pick up all of the XP, which I prefer because I like to watch, repair all my tools. What can I say? And now we're cooking with so much copper, so much iron. It's a little bit too much, but we don't gotta worry about that anymore. I mean, this stuff's expensive though. This was like, I think 48 hoppers, which was a ton of iron and a ton of chests. So we were good in the wood though after clearing out that area where I was making the mountains, so I didn't have to worry about that too much. But now I just have so much copper. I'm trying to manage everything, and a lot of the blocks are getting stacked up, so I have literally just been making all of my items into blocks, and it's kind of annoying, but I mean, look at this. You gotta do what you gotta do. Like, come on, what are we doing here? There's gotta be a way to like automatically, I'm not gonna get those yet, but there has to be a way where I can automatically craft something into like blocks, so I don't have to do that. So that's done. So I just turn this off and they'll come over here, boom, and they park themselves. Now everything's filled up except these. I think these might, yeah, so these are waiting for iron. Once I take these out, I don't need the XP right now, so I'm gonna keep them in there because I don't want to waste the XP. Took a minute to get all that iron, but like here, if I take this out, it's filling it up, right? I'm just gonna leave it in there. It's just ready for next time. Empties out of the hopper, comes in there, boom. So yeah, pretty sick, right? Leveled up 2 levels at level 51 in like a couple clicks. Not bad. Now, obviously the downside is you have to go mining. It's not like an AFK XP farm, but it is Minecraft, so if there's, I don't know, if you don't enjoy mining, it's like, are you playing the right game? That's literally half the game. But I get it, for some people, they don't like mining. Some people don't like building, so, you know, what can you do? So yeah, I came out of this basement. I actually didn't even realize there's a mine shaft down there. But I dug under this house, and I forgot that there was a ravine right here. So I think I might be able to make something cool with like a little walkway. Perhaps, fill up the walls right here with, you know, some glass or something like that. Make it like a little viewing area. I think it could be cool. Make it feel more open and not so under a cave or in a basement. But yeah, so that's a little iron or item smelter. It's pretty sick. Took a fat minute to build just to get to the crafting resources for this. But I think it's worth it because I've already made so much more back. Look at that already. Look at that. Boom. Pick is right back where it was. I don't know how I like... It's crazy how fast this thing is. But if I turn this off, all of these go into here and into this chest. But I get no XP. I already mentioned that. I'm not going to go through it again. But that's that. I'll spruce up the place a little bit. And, you know, make it pretty. So yeah, this is my little camping area right now. I've been really trying to focus on organizing, as you can see, and separating items out by what I think makes the most sense. I'm still deciding on the way certain things should be, and I don't really know how to have things laid out, you know? So I think for my next project, and I will record this time. I know I missed last time. I need to go to bed, dude. These phantoms are annoying. But yeah, look at that. Sunrise, coming outside, nice little terraform, beautiful. What can I say? But yeah, like I was saying, I was trying to see what I needed to focus on before I kept building more. And I mentioned this previously, and I'm going to build a storage system, I think, in this building or in this castle. It's got a cool view. It's pretty sick, and it's perfectly set up for me to make a storage system. So I think that's going to be a project, and I will film that. I promise I won't skip it like the terraforming. But what we did start to do is over here. I don't really know about the spot though. That's the only thing, is we want to build a castle, but you can't see this area from anywhere else in the map. Like, unless you're over here, and we have a little village up in this cool mountain area, but you can't see this open area for a castle over here. So I wonder if there's a spot where it makes maybe more sense to build a castle, because we got this bridge going, and I think something cool. Like, it would be sick to see it here, maybe, because you're like leaving this little town. You got these watchtowers, and then you got Sunset Village over there. I don't know, I think over here would be pretty sick, because it's a nice area, pretty open too. Oh no, almost forgot, there's I did another little terraforming. See, just small things like this. This was where I was actually mining all the stone originally, was down in this little cave. Made a nice little entrance. I haven't put stairs because I was sick of running up and down them, and I had a bunch of grass, so I was like, yeah, I'll just Etho Labs it and start placing some. Yeah, look at that, it's insane. Like, I don't know what to do with all this, but yeah, cool beans, am I right? So yeah, just showing a quick little update what's going on. I've been trying to record more, but the thing is like, I run out of storage just because I have so many videos and so much footage of a lot of stuff that the priority is kind of hard to balance. And you know, I can't just record an entire gameplay for 3 hours and then cut it up, because the files turn out pretty big. Even after trying to optimize the files as much as possible, I mean, what can I say? Cool. So yeah, one last little flyby before I end this video, and look at that. Comes all the way down here. It is a bit flat, but I don't even know if I need to like go further behind, you know? If I go back over here by this mountain, this was like really early mountain, so this is like trash, but I think that looks sick. Especially if you come down here, because eventually it's going to come wrap this way, a bunch of houses, and it's going to go through that little archway. But that's what I'm talking about. I might make something behind that just to give it a little bit more spike and make it a little bit further behind so it's more misty and blue. But I think it turned out pretty well. What can I say? Cool, guys. So if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for more relaxing little build videos and some Minecraft gameplay. Next episode, well, actually, not next episode of this series. We're gonna do a new series where me and my friends try to beat the game in hardcore in less than 100 days. Maybe we'll add some twists in there. Maybe we won't. Yeah, I actually just finished recording the first episode for that, so that should be pretty fun. But I still gotta edit, and I have to edit this video and then another video, so a lot of editing on the plate. Try to get them bumping out as soon as possible, and that's what I'm talking about. We got the mountain in the background, and it's almost perfectly surrounded, looking great. If you want to see an in-depth video about terraforming, let me know, and I could try to go around and make something somewhere else and show you how this is done. It's super daunting, and you're crazy if you do this in survival. I don't recommend it. But there is a little bit of, you know, some form of meditation almost. So it is nice. But anyways, I'm rambling. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.